Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yo, it is Friday, May 16th, 2025. Shout out to my little brother. Shout out to my little brother Joey, who's currently, unfortunately, behind bars, but it is his birthday. Um, and one day he'll be able to listen to this and know that I wished him a happy birthday. He's about 2 years younger than me. Um, Born on the 16th of May in 1993, and he has turned 32 today. So, wish him a happy birthday. Um, but let's get started with the show. So, I love when certain jokes just write themselves. And I came upon one joke not even 15 minutes ago from Dominic Guerrero. I'm sorry, Dominic Mysterio. 1 second. Sorry about that. Having a little setback with my mic. But yeah, so Dominic Mysterio came out of his mouth today and said that wrestling is better than it's ever been. That it's better than the Attitude Era. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that to me is just. I get it. You're in this era and you want to boost yourself, and that's fine. But to come out of your mouth and speak about literally one of the greatest eras of entertainment is crazy. That's crazy. Um, no, this era of wrestling is not better than the Attitude Era. I'm not sorry. It can't be. It never will be. No era in wrestling will be better than the Attitude Era of wrestling. I'm sorry. Uh, you had so many superstars from the top down, so many brilliant storylines, so much entertainment on a week to week basis that you only needed two shows a week, Raw and SmackDown. That's it. You needed Raw and SmackDown and then the specialty show that month. And fans were always dying for more to see what was happening on the next week, to see where things led to SummerSlam, to Backlash, to WrestleMania. The WWE Championship not needing to be held by one man for years in order for the show to keep being entertaining. Like, your favorite wrestler could lose and you would still watch the next show, hoping that he'd get it back. Watching The Rock and Stone Cold go back and forth, Kurt Angle's introduction, um, and screaming, "You suck" from the top of your TV. Like, y'all don't. This era of wrestling doesn't have that. It doesn't. It doesn't have near as much excitement to that. Anybody that says it does just deluding themselves, or they clearly never watched the Attitude Era of wrestling, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to be wrong. Thank you. See? Brianna, you get it. It's way too long. Like, I don't even watch this era of wrestling, but when he finally lost the title, it became news. Like, it hit the news cycle because he had it so long. And you're like, what? You know how many times the WWF Championship changed hands between The Rock and Stone Cold? In, like, I think a year's time frame? Like, because we had that many entertaining champions. People wanted to see The Undertaker with the WWE or WWF Championship. People wanted to see Kurt Angle with it for a short time. Maybe Chris Jericho. Back to The Rock. Back to Stone Cold. Uh, Kane. Like, there's Roman Reigns literally held down, yeah, over 1,000 days or something like that. Like, Roman Reigns held the title like way too long. I don't see how that could have been entertaining for anyone. I'm sorry, that's not entertaining in the slightest for me. And I haven't watched wrestling in years. And this era isn't even as entertaining as the John Cena era. I forget what they call in that era with him, Randy Orton, and all them. I forget what they're calling that era. But this era ain't even as entertaining as that. Even those storylines were great. So, no. I'm sorry. Like, cut it out. People just gotta. Like I said, it's coming from somebody inside the sport today. So, like, I'm not. I'm not surprised. The twins and Solo Sequoia. Yeah, see, talking a foreign language to me, right? I don't even know who that is. I don't know who that is at all. Um, but I get it. Big up in his era that he's in. I get that. It's promotion. It's getting it talked about more. Probably get more views too. That's fine. Um, so I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. I get it. Um, but I just want to state for the record that is 100% objectively false. Like, it's just his minions. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. That is objectively false. So that's my piece on that. It's not. I can't believe he would come out his mouth and say that. Like, oh, sweet baby Jesus. He'd have made me burst a sweat in here. Mm, mm. I start sweating when people say dumb stuff out their face. Like, I'm saying I get it. I'm saying I get it because he's in the era. He's actively a participant. Like, I don't expect somebody in the NBA right now to say that Michael Jordan's era of the NBA was tougher or better than they're playing in right now. I don't expect them to say that. That would be downing themselves. But at the same time, pay homage to the ones that paved the way. Without the Attitude Era, the WWF, wrestling as a whole would have died a long time ago. A long time ago. The Attitude Era paved the way for people from WCW to come on over and bring more storylines to the future as their industry was dying down because their storylines weren't as entertaining. Like after the Attitude Era, we got NWO versus the WWE, and like following that, I forget what directly is after that, but no, no, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna let you do it, Dominic. And I don't even know why you named after Mysterio. Is he actually his son, Brianna? Is he actually Rey Mysterio's son? Because I swear his first name was the first moniker he came up with was Dominic Guerrero. Or am I tripping? So whose son is he actually supposed to like? I'm so confused. See, I don't like it. I don't like him. I don't like his costumes. I don't like his mullet. I wouldn't be able to stand watching wrestling. Even if he was just a heel, I wouldn't be able to stand watching wrestling. I wouldn't be able to do it. It could be. And I think that's a stupid bit. I really do think that's a stupid bit. I don't like it. I don't. That's disrespect to Rey Mysterio. It's disrespect to Eddie Guerrero. I don't like it at all. Okay. So he's actually Rey Mysterio's son. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I did see a video of him 619ing someone, and I got mad. I got mad. It looked it looked bad. At least I think that was him. I'm pretty sure that was him. But it looked bad. I was just like, I don't like this at all. Oh man. But to all y'all that still enjoy wrestling, I'm glad that you do. I hope it continues to make you happy. Uh, Triple H does seem like a good, as since he's taken over, uh, Triple H really does seem like a good, I guess, what would you call him, the CEO, CFO? I don't know I forgot what his role was, but uh, Triple H is, one of my goats too in the wrestling era, in, in wrestling, because the pedigree is just out cold. The pedigree has been one of my favorite special moves. It's not like the rock bottom, but it's definitely one of my favorite wrestling moves. So yesterday I did an emergency broadcast for the release of the NFL schedules that came out because I just had to talk about it. I love the NFL. I love football. You know what I'm saying? I will never not love football. It's in my blood. Why is nothing working? None of my tabs are working. It's kind of frustrating actually. Nothing wants to load. And it's irking me. What the hell is going on? You ever just have like something freeze on you? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through right now because nothing wants to work. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the long silences. Confirmed. Dominic Mysterio is the son of Rey Mysterio, and it makes me mad. I guess every boss has a shit son, doesn't he? No, I'm sure he's. I'm sure. I'm not gonna say that. I'm sure he's a great guy. Personally, his wrestling persona pisses me off. Um, yeah, probably. Yeah, his character's an absolute weasel. I hate his. I hate his character so much. Why is everything acting funky? Everything's acting funky on me. Um, this is the trouble with streaming through the internet. Um, well, while my computer's busy having a heart attack, I'm definitely going to be doing some things through the phone. All right, so we can keep this conversation going. But like I was saying yesterday, um, the NFL list for the 2025 season, 2025-26 season, came out, and I have a goal, and that goal is to be sponsored by DraftKings by the end of the year, by the end of this NFL season. Okay, so I want to do. I want to do some. I want to do some odds. I want to do some preseason odds. All right. Um, as far as win loss total for their schedule. Brianna, you are officially like banned from sending me gifts, like for life. or at least for the night. Because what in the world? Y'all can't see what she sent me if you're not watching on the channel, but she sent me a gif of Dominic Guerrero, and I don't like it at all. I'm offended, actually. Mm, crazy. So, actually, I'm not even going to do win loss records for right now. Let's just do division winner predictions. All right. So, for the AFC South, guess what? No shock, I got Houston winning the division. It's not. I don't even think it's close in that division personally. I do have Tennessee finishing third over Indianapolis. So I will say that that is something that I do have. I will have. Uh, I don't care who live here still. Can't believe you put that man on my screen. Like greasy ass hair. Oh, y'all, damn Dominic. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. I do have Tennessee coming up in the division though, at least making third. Okay, because Jacksonville, they're not. They're gonna be at second place. They're gonna be second place, but Indianapolis, y'all going down to fourth place. I have Tennessee coming up to third. In the AFC North, I have Baltimore winning the AFC North. Uh, I don't think that can be argued, really. The Ravens are a great regular season team. Um, and I'm going to go with the odds makers on this for Cincinnati to come in second, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh to be third and fourth. Definitely Pittsburgh at third, Cleveland coming in fourth. I'm sorry, y'all not ready yet. AFC West, I clearly have Kansas City winning the AFC West. I am dog sick of all these pundits coming on here telling me that Kansas City is taking a backslide. Y'all trying to cost people money. I see what that is. Y'all are not slick. KC is going to win that division. Sorry, I'm from the show me state. You got to show me that you can beat Kansas City in order for me to believe you're going to beat Kansas City. Because Kansas City been making people look like fools for years. I watched Patrick Mahomes win a Super Bowl on one leg. That man's he's gonna win. And then you can put the Chargers and the Broncos wherever you want after that. Who cares? Neither one of them is winning a Super Bowl this year. I actually like these odds for the AFC East. Of course, I still believe Buffalo is going to win the AFC East. Um, but wow, the fact that the odds makers actually have New England coming in second. We actually have better odds than Miami and the New York Jets, which it's about time we got some respect. So I'll take that. I'll take that. And actually, I have New England coming in second in the AFC East myself. So yeah, Buffalo to win the AFC East. I can't be denied. Josh Allen's still there, an amazing football player. It's not even deniable. And New England to come in second, and Miami to come in third, and the New York Jets to come in fourth. To the NFC. Yeah, I got Detroit winning the NFC North. Actually, there's something off with Detroit because now they don't have their two coordinators. So you know what? I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk, and I'll take Green Bay to win the NFC North. I'm probably going to regret that, but you know what? I think I'll take the risk because Green Bay is still steady. They still have Jordan Love. They still have a young receiving core. Meanwhile, Detroit, Jared Goff is a pick machine. He throws interceptions. Uh, And I imagine they're going to be taking a few more risks this year just because of the way the things ended during the divisional round of the playoffs last year for them and losing to the Commanders. I imagine they're going to be taking a few more risks this year. So you heard it here, folks. I'm going to take Green Bay to win the NFC North. God, I hope I don't come to regret that decision. NFC East, I'm taking Philly. It's not even close. I'm taking Washington to come in second. Dallas, you're not getting more than 8 wins, in my eyes. You're going to come in third. Giants, y'all about to be in rebuild mode. Like I said it last night. If Brian Daboll doesn't, perform, if y'all are like 0-5 in the middle of the season or 1-4 or whatever you have, Brian Daboll gonna be out the building, and that's just gonna be that for y'all season. Y'all probably tank for Archie Manning. NFC West. I want to believe in Brock Purdy. See, this was a tricky one because San Francisco, you can't deny their coaching pedigree or any of that. You can't deny it. But with all the roster changes that San Francisco had this year and the way it went down last year, I'm willing to take the Rams to win that division. That's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to take the Rams to win the NFC West. And Brock Purdy, this is not a knock on you. I don't care what they say about you, Brock. I'm happy you got your paper. Congratulations on your new contract extension. But every team needs I don't care that they're like, oh, he had the Avengers squad. So what? Every quarterback needs weapons. Everybody does. I don't care who it is. Patrick Mahomes is an anomaly. The man is Superman. He does the impossible. Take him out of the equation. Okay, even Brady needed some sort of a weapon. All right, Amendola, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, a solid O-line defense, and Brady is my GOAT. Every quarterback needs weapons. I'm not letting them take nothing away from you because you had weapons. If anybody could do it, Trey Lance would have been in your spot. Jimmy Garoppolo would have stayed in your spot if everybody could do what you did with the San Francisco 49ers. But they couldn't. I'm not knocking you, Brock Purdy. I just don't think you still have the tools around you to keep up right now. And you've done enough. You earned that money that you got. You did your part to get that paycheck. You've beaten the highest paid quarterback in the league currently. You've beaten him head to head. And you've been to a Super Bowl and the NFC Championship twice. You did your part to get this money right here. It's okay for them to go and get you some weapons. Sorry, I'm not going to let them knock you like that. Brock Purdy, keep doing your thing. But I am taking the Rams this year to win that division because Matt Stafford is still a top 6 quarterback in this league. Then we got the NFC South. Tampa Bay. It's not even close. I'm taking Tampa Bay to win that division. Y'all do what y'all will with the rest on that one. So, there you go. That is my division winner predictions. Take it how you want to. That's just me. We're going to see if I'm right or wrong. And as we get closer, more free agent signings are going to happen. And I'm going to do more predictions as we get closer to the NFL season because, y'all, I'm really excited. I'm calling it a Patriots 9-8 season. I am calling it. We may not make the playoffs because the AFC is a very tough conference. But I'm calling a Patriots 9-8 season. It's going to happen. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And I will be back in a moment. All right, and welcome back, everybody. I still can't figure out why my browser is acting the way it's acting. It really doesn't want to load a damn thing. I might need to restart my computer a little later. But I'm gonna get on to some news that's kind of disturbing to me, and I just want to ask America, what are we doing? Like, as a country, what are we doing? Um, yes, President Trump is our president. That can't be disputed. Currently, he is the sitting president, but the people that he surrounds himself with is insane to me. Mainly RFK, uh, the son, not the dad. Um, that man needs some help. Earlier this week, there was news of him swimming in bacteria infested water, sewer water, pretty much. And apparently, he already has a brain worm and was itching for another one. This is supposed to be our highest health authority. That's who that man is supposed to be. And yet, he has a brain worm and swims in bacteria infested water. Does that not frighten anyone? Am I the only one? Because that's nuts. Like, I feel like Republicans are just like, haha, suck it, Democrats, suck it, liberals. No matter who's in office, as long as it isn't a liberal or a Democrat, and they're willing to put up with whatever just to stick it to them. And that's insane. Like, whatever side of the party that you were on, you gotta admit that man has no business being in charge of anything health related. He even came out his own mouth this week and said, and I guess it's a quote, don't take medical advice from me. And that's literally his job. How does that not frighten anyone? That should terrify people. And this man still has a job. So, I don't know. If this reaches the right ears, that man needs to, at minimum, we still need to be trying to protect ourselves as a country against stupidity. That guy has no reason being in charge of the health department. At all. At all. And that's all I'm going to speak on that. I'm just saying, man, this everything I read every day, it gets worse. And it's troublesome that people are just okay with this just because I said one, fuck you. Like, do you realize, like, how detrimental this can be to your children? Like, what happens if we have another pandemic? I'm sorry, I said I was off that. Like, we need to do better as a society. And not just put contrarians into place just for the sake of being contrarians. And I'm going to let that go from there. All right, let's talk some MRT skills, people. It's Friday, and I just want y'all to think about some stuff as we go towards the weekend. You know, weekends can be kind of crazy. People are off from work, and you just have so much on your mind, so much to do. So much free time if you don't work weekends. So let's just talk about some MRT skills to get you through your weekend. And this is one of my favorite lessons. It's called avoiding thinking traps. Okay? We're gonna build your mental agility with avoiding thinking traps, right? So identify the thinking traps that you tend to fall into so you can correct your thinking in the moment and avoid the traps in the future, right? Being effective as a leader, for those of y'all that are bosses, requires you to avoid thinking traps. Being at your best requires you to avoid thinking traps. So, some of y'all might be asking yourselves, well, what is a thinking trap, Jake? That's a good question. Thinking traps are overly rigid thought patterns in thinking that can cause us to miss critical information about a situation or an individual. Okay? Again, I speak fast. I'm from the Midwest. I know I talk fast, so I'm going to say that one more time. Thinking traps are overly rigid thought patterns and thinking that can cause us to miss critical information about a situation or an individual. Okay? Um, so you're going to use um, this lesson uses another model called ATC, activating event thoughts and consequences, that I haven't taught yet just because I've been so busy, going over other things, testing out this podcasting, But I'll get to that lesson and you'll see how it ties into this one later. Um, but your activating event is basically your trigger, right? So you got a challenge, adversity, or positive event. It doesn't have to be negative for your activating event. Then you got your thoughts, which are your interpretations of the activating event and what you said to yourself in the moment. So it's literally, like I like to say when I teach this lesson, that it's one of my favorite lessons to teach, right? Because I can't be unprofessional by swearing when I'm teaching this lesson. Because it is a raw moment. It is what you are thinking in the event. So literally in the middle of an auditorium, I could scream out, fuck. And I'm not being unprofessional. It's my raw thought in the moment when I'm giving such an example. Because it's my interpretation, it's what happened. So, here are and then you got your consequences, right? Which are your emotions and reactions in that moment. What actually happened and how you reacted, okay? But here are the thinking traps, right? Pay close attention. Don't miss this. So, your thinking traps are jumping to conclusions, mind reading, me, them, always, everything. And no, I am not having a speech impediment problem. I am not having a stroke and or seizure. Again, your thinking traps are jumping to conclusions, mind reading, me, them, always, and everything. Okay. So, let's go over some things. Let's give a scenario. You've been called home several times during deployment and haven't been able to reach your significant other. You think to yourself, they're out running around on me, right? This is a common thought with soldiers, or with people that just work a lot in general, right? Let's say, people like welders that work 12-hour shifts or may have to work overseas, contractors that have to work overseas. This applies to anyone. And you might think your significant other is running around on you. Well, guess what that thinking trap is called? You probably know what it is. It's called jumping to conclusions, which the definition is believing one is certain about a situation despite having very little evidence to support it. Very little or no evidence to support it. So that's jumping to conclusions. Let's give another example, right? Let's say you come home to talk to your son or daughter, and they're distracted watching TV or something, and you think to yourself, they're mad at me for being away. Again, contractors, people in the service, welders, all different sorts of professions. You see what I'm saying? But you're thinking to yourself, he's mad at me for being away. Well, guess what you're doing? You're mind reading. Assuming that you know what another person is thinking or expecting another person to know what you are thinking. Another common thought. There are 2 seconds left in regulation. Your team is down by 2. You're on the foul line. You make 1 or 2 free throws and your team loses the game. You think to yourself, it's all my fault. This is a big game and I lost it for us. Guess what? You're going the me route in that case. You notice some employees of yours are screwing up screwing up, um, some work, and you think to yourself, I have a weak team. Them. Believing that other people or circumstances are the sole cause of every problem you encounter. Um, Back to my soldiers. You received a summarized Article 15 from your company commander. You think to yourself, I'll never become an NCO. My career is over. Always, always, always. Believing that negative events are unchangeable and that you have little or no control over them. I'll break that down in a more civilian example. Um, you get written up at work, and you're thinking to yourself, I'll never become a supervisor. Always, always, always. Believing that negative events are unchangeable and that you have little or no control over them. Right? So those are just a few examples of the thinking traps. Um, so there are ways to avoid these, right? There are ways to avoid thinking traps. You can avoid the thinking traps by identifying the pattern you fall into, stating the mental cue, asking the critical question to identify important information that you missed, right? You're asking yourself this critical question to identify important information that you missed. Um, so you're talking about jumping to conclusions. Slow down. What is the evidence for and against your thoughts? Um, Give me 1 second. Sorry, something caught my eye about this lesson, and it threw me all off guard. Um, but yeah, you got to ask yourself these critical questions. So jumping to conclusions. Slow down. What is the evidence for and against my thoughts? Ask yourself that. With mind reading, speak up. Did I express myself? Did I ask for information? Did I ask, hey son, what's wrong? Uh, me. Look outward. How did others or the circumstances contribute? Um, them. Look inward. How did I contribute? Always, always grab control. What's changeable? What can I control? What can I do to make sure I get that promotion? Everything. Get specific. What is the specific behavior that explains the situation? A specific area of my life will be affected. So, here's some key principles about thinking traps, right? They're common. It's common to fall into a thinking trap, particularly when stressed. Lord, don't I know it. They narrow our field of vision. Thinking traps often lead us to miss important information. Notice patterns. What are the patterns in the thinking traps you fall into? Use mental cues and critical questions. Be on the lookout for your common traps and use the mental cues and critical questions to help broaden your awareness of important information. So, when in those moments, stop and ask yourself those critical questions. What evidence do you have that your spouse is stepping out on you? Did you ask the question? How did others contribute to the circumstances? How did I contribute to the circumstances? What's changeable? What can I control? Because those thinking traps, they can be dangerous. They can be dangerous, and when you're jumping to conclusions or always feeling victimized, well, you can find yourself spiraling. So that's just some thought. That's just giving y'all a little bit of my thoughts for this evening. And I hope y'all take that with you this weekend. And once again, I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in. And I really hope y'all have a safe weekend. Be careful out there. We're getting closer to another holiday. Memorial Day is coming up. And I just want to see y'all again. So, y'all be safe. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.